Everyone, and welcome to our live stream here on Facebook and YouTube. It is fantastic to have you with us. So I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. And as usual, I would love it if you could jump in the comments and tell me where you are in the world. You know the drill. Tell us what country you're in. And most importantly, then tell me what formulation you most want to learn to make. Because we have a very exciting announcement, which is that enrollment is now open for all of our courses until July 13th. You can see it here on the banner below, but we'll talk more about that a little bit in a minute. So I'm Lorraine, I run Formula Botanica, and I am thrilled to have you here with us. So thank you very much for jumping on our live. And I'm joined here by Ken. That way, Ken, how are you? And could you introduce yourself,
I'm
please?
very good, thank you. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone, wherever it is that you're logging in from, maybe even good morning. I can see lots of great destinations coming in already. My name is Ken. I'm the partner manager at Formula Botanica. Used to start off as a student as well. So that's why we thought, let's talk about courses today and find out what you want to learn to formulate. And I can see there is people from Cambodia logging in, India, Florida. Yeah, midnight there. Oh, wow, you're staying up midnight. That's good commitment. I like that. So make sure you ask your questions while you
Exactly.
have
So
us
we're
here
going to
on the
be
live.
here. Exactly. So we're going to be here for another hour or so, and we're going to run through the courses that we offer at Formula Botanica, but we're also here to answer your questions. So if you have one, put it in the chat over on Facebook, over on YouTube. We want to hear from you. And I also want you to tell me in the chat which formulation you most want to learn to make, because we can then also advise which of our courses are best for you. So yes, fantastic. I'm already seeing a couple more come in and lots of people joining us
Yes.
from the US, which is awesome because it's evening here in the UK, but we obviously wanted to make sure that you guys were all awake with us as well. So yeah, so Formula Botanica opened enrollment this morning at about 9 a.m. UK time, and we have already signed up, oh gosh, well over 150 new students just in that short period of time. So you can see that, you know, the basically the new enrollments are flooding in, and all of those people are getting set to change their life. They're going to enroll for a course that is going to change their life because they're going to learn how to formulate and maybe even start a business with it. Everyone can formulate, and we want to teach you. And the fact that we've had over 13,000 students and graduates, which will very soon be 14,000 after the end of this week, go through our courses from 177 countries shows you that everyone wants to learn to formulate, and we are the school to come and learn from. So it's a very exciting week for us because, as I said, we're expecting, well over 1,000 new students to come and join us. And I really hope that might be you as well. So if you're joining us live today, and I can see lots of people are starting to jump on the live, we're here to talk to you about our courses at Formula Botanica, but we're also here to answer your questions. So if you have any questions about what it takes to become a formulator, what it's like to study with Formula Botanica, we are here for you. Yeah, so where should we start, Ken?
Let's just start by saying I noticed some familiar names. So some of those names that are popping up have been logging in over the last couple of days for our other live sessions that we were running. And hats off to you for keeping track of us and following us around, because I think that way you can get the best benefit out of our Q&A sessions that we're running. And yeah, like Lorraine mentioned, enrollment's open. You can sign up now for courses and use this hour with us to ask your questions. And where do we start? I think the first comment I've seen with regards to what formulation someone wants to make was from Nim. And Nim says, I'm going to put it up. I want to formulate a serum and a toner. And Nim, we can teach you how to make a serum and a toner because we cover that in our Diploma of Organic Skincare Formulation. And I think this is our most sold and best-selling course. And this is really, I think, I've done the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation as a complete beginner. I had no idea about skincare formulating ingredients. And I would say that this course takes you from an absolute beginner, if you are a beginner, to become your standalone formulator that can create formulations of all sorts for face and body. But even if you have experience in formulating, I think there is still a lot that you can take out of this course. so yeah, I enjoyed that course a lot and all the formulations that came with it. And I've been saying this for the last couple of days, but my favorite formulations are cleansers. I didn't think in the beginning there would be nothing I wanted to make. And I love making cleansers. They're my most favorite thing to formulate these days.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about the Diploma in Organic Skincare
Yes.
formulation for a bit then, because this is, as Ken said, our most popular course, and it is the one that every formulator starts with. So if you want to become a formulator, that's the course you go with straight away, because it is the foundation of everything that you need to know. So you won't be a DIY recipe follower anymore once you've taken this course. You won't be following other people's steps. You won't be measuring in drops. You won't be doing all the things that we see people do wrong all the time in these online DIY recipes. You will be formulating. You'll be layering your own ingredients together. You will be confidently blending ingredients to create some of the most amazing oils and toners and serums and all of these products behind me that have been sent to me from all over the world from our incredible graduates. And that could be you too, once you enroll for our Diploma in Organic Skincare formulation. So let's walk through what we actually cover in that diploma, because that's the one I really want you to really pay attention to. And if you are interested in joining Formula Botanica, that's the one you really should start with. It's the one everyone started with, because we've had over, I think, 11 or 12,000 people go through it already. So you can see it is the foundation. So you start off by, first of all, working through some theory modules, because we first of all want you to understand a bit about the skin, the anatomy, the physiology, understand how the skin functions, because you're going to be making products to put on your skin. So it's good to understand the science behind it. It's not too heavy on the science. It's just really interesting. And once you delve into it, you'll be fascinated by the different layers of the skin and how they work together. And then we move on to teaching you how a formulation is created. So you learn about different ingredient groups, you learn about preservation, you learn about essential oil dermal limits, and then you learn about how to layer a formulation together. And at that point, by module 2 in the course, you're already formulating. So those 150 people who've already joined us in the last, gosh, what is that, 9 hours, they will already be formulating this week once they've started to work through their course. That's how exciting it is and how quickly you get to that formulation stage. And you start by making some really basic things, because first of all, we want you to get to grips with the basics. But then you move on to module 3, which is your favorite. Claire, again, do you want to talk us through what happens in that one?
Yeah, so module 3 is all about your face products that you can formulate, and there is a variety of products in there. It's a long list, and it's really great, because we kick off with frame formulations for each of the products that you can make, and it's things like cleansers of different kinds, from gel to foam to oil cleansers, or what else do we have? Like, there's so many different types in there. We've got moisturizers, we've got toners, we got serums, we've got facial scrubs. I'm trying to remember all of them. There's lots of different formulations in there. I remember when I signed up, I was quite curious to see how many formulations, how many products you actually get to make. And I remember when I saw the list, I was like, wow, this is everything I can make after. It's literally your entire skincare line can be done with these formulations in there. And obviously we take you by your hand. We teach you how to make those products. You get certain frame formulations. You will have been taught already in module 2 how to layer your ingredients, how to build up a formulation. There are certain obviously tools and tips that we give you, and by then you can then create your own products already. So if we give you, let's say, a serum with certain ingredients, and you want to change that up, you want to make it your own, you will be able to do that already. So you can create in module 3 from A to Z your whole facial routine, from cleansing, toning, moisturizing, serum. All these things will be covered in that module, and it's just amazing to get to try all the products, to get to try all the formulations, and really, it's really hands-on. And I think that's what you mentioned earlier as well. And I think that's the nice thing about our courses, that it's not just an online learning where you sit in front of your computer and you read some documents and watch some videos. It's really hands-on. You get to make a lot of exciting products. And I actually recommend, even if you think that product might not be that interesting to me personally, I recommend you do all the formulations in there, because you will learn a lot, and you will be surprised of what products will be turning out to be your most favorite products to make that you didn't think of before.
That is so true, actually. I had exactly the same because I was one of Formula Botanica students as well. I was one of the
Mm,
first ever students before I took over the school. And I also sat there and went, oh, well, maybe I'm not that interested in this particular formulation. But then I made it and I was like, wow, that's so cool. And actually, it works really well on the skin. And
mm,
like Ken said, you fall in love with these formulations and you didn't even realize. We've had a question in actually from someone asking
mhm,
about how much chemistry is in the diploma. So I just want to address that one as we go
mhm.
through your questions. And if you do have any questions, post them in the chat and also tell us which formulation you most want to learn to make. So there is a difference between formulation and the chemistry, cosmetic chemistry. And there's been a bit of a myth that's been put out there by the mainstream beauty industry that you have to be a chemist to do this. But that isn't actually the case, which is proven by all the amazing brands behind us. And I also have spent a long time delving into the history of some of the big brands out there like Estee Lauder, Elizabeth Arden. They weren't chemists either. So it's a bit of a myth that's been fed to us over the years. We do cover some very basic science and chemistry, like we want you to understand what an emulsion is and how it is constructed, for instance. We want you to know a bit about dermal limits. We obviously cover the anatomy and physiology of the skin, but we don't go that deep into chemistry. We also don't in our more advanced courses because it is more about formulation. So there is a big, big difference between the two. We even recorded a podcast on this. I think it's episode 37 of Green Beauty Conversations. I hope I got that number right. So please do go and listen to that if you want to hear more about the discussion. We feel very comfortable knowing that our students can create very competent formulations once they've gone through our courses. And, the products behind me speak for themselves. Some of our graduates are stocked in major retailers around the world, have received rave reviews and fantastic awards and all sorts, been featured in major glossy magazines, fantastic success stories, and they're not chemists either. So I just wanted to make that point before we go any further in walking through the foundation diploma and the syllabus in there. So we talked about facial skincare, then obviously we
Mhm.
move on to body skincare and spa
Body
skincare.
products.
Do you want to
Yes,
walk us through that
also.
one?
Yeah, I can. It's also a very beautiful module because, again, like I mentioned earlier, for me, body products, I thought I will never really formulate them. I'll just buy my lotion, that's easier. And that's the complete opposite now. So obviously, it's all about body products. So from body cleansers to body moisturizers, body scrubs, those sort of things. We teach in the body module. And when we come to the spa module, it's all about, spa cleansers, spa treatments. So not only could you create your own skincare line for your own brand that you maybe want to do, even if you want to go to spa direction, we even cover that in the course as well. And there's obviously some beautiful products in there that you learn to make, like from massage oils to scrubs and things like that. And it's just beautiful products to make polishes, like facial polishes, body polishes. And it's just really, really nice to get to play with all the ingredients as well and just layer them up as you learn how to formulate. And Lorraine mentioned we teach dermal limits with essential oils, so you can safely formulate products that also smell very nice and have added benefits to it. So it's just really, really lovely to create all these products. And yeah, actually, that leads into module 6, because that's module 6 is all about aroma cosmetology, like how do you blend essential oils, what limits come with it, those sort of things. And the things you can create from all these modules is just amazing, because like I mentioned again and again, your own line, potentially a spa line if you want to, or spa treatments for yourself or for a brand that you maybe want to start or have started already. Maybe you have some products already and you just want to add on to that. And it never stops. Once you start with formulation, it's once you get used to it, once you have had the first successes, it just becomes this passion, and it becomes this, like if you want to zone out, if you had a stressful day, you start to formulate. If you want to have a day to yourself, you formulate. If you have a really creative day, you formulate. If you want to create new products, you formulate. It just becomes your second skin, really.
Oh, I love that. That's so wonderful. And that's also what we hear from our students. We ask them to describe formulation in one word, and we get all these incredible words back like therapeutic and relaxing and stimulating and
It is.
exciting. And, everyone feels slightly different when they formulate, but it sort of enriches your life because you've learned a skill that you thought you would never be able to do because you've been told over the years that, obviously someone else has to do this. A chemist should do this. That's what we've been told all these years. And then you learn this skill for yourself and you feel so empowered and it's so much fun. So yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So the next stage after you learn all about essential oil safety, dermal limits, how to blend to create beautiful fragrances is then we walk you through a bit more theory components. So we teach you how to sort out your branding and marketing if you want to start a brand.
Yeah.
If you don't, you can use those components in order to think about how you actually still create your products to give away as gifts, for instance. And a lot of people in our courses do that too. It's the best skill you could ever want to make your own Christmas gifts.
and the best gifts you can ever give. People will be so happy.
Yes, exactly. And then the final component is all about cosmetic compliance. So we walk you through what you can and can't say in terms of legal claims. And then we also teach you how to comply with the highest standard of regulations in the world. And we do that because we want you to be able to sell globally. So if you are in the US, and I know a lot of our viewers are, cosmetics regulations over there are pretty weak compared to those in the EU. So we encourage you to meet the EU standards, which are slightly higher, because that way, if you ever sold your products here in the EU, and many of you may well do that one day, then you will automatically be in compliance. So that's why we've taken that approach. And we also want to make sure that you jump through certain safety hoops in order to sell your products on the market. So we teach you all about that. So as you can see, it's the full package. It's everything you need to get started. And that foundation diploma is just so empowering. And we've had one question in that I just want to flag and put up on screen from Kimaya, who says, for teens, our skin is more sensitive. Would you suggest any natural ingredients for us and acne? So what I want to say to you in response to this, Kimaya, is that we teach you how to design your own formulations. So when you learn how to make a lip balm, when you study at Formula Botanica, you'll follow the formulation that we teach you initially in the video, and then we want you to go and create your own. So we want you to go and research the ingredients that are of importance to you or importance to your customer or your target customer for your future business, because that's the way that every single person creates something different. All of these products behind me, they're all different. And yet all of those people followed the same tuition. So it's really important to understand that you're not following recipes anymore. You're learning about and researching about the ingredients that are of most importance to you or your customer for the products that you want to make. So yes, there are certain ingredients that would be better for sensitive skin. There are certain ingredients that would be better for acne. And you learn how to layer your formulation in order to cater for those specific skin needs. And that's incredibly empowering, because then you don't need to go into the shops and buy them anymore.
Yeah. And I think, Lorraine, the other beautiful thing as well with the courses, and that's with all the courses we have, was even if you go in with the idea of, I want to create a skincare product that contains, I don't know, this certain ingredient or is for this certain, skin condition or whatever you think of that you have in mind right now. Once you start to get to explore all the different ingredients that we introduce you to in the courses, so there's lots of libraries you get access to with information, obviously lots of bonus material. And once you get exposed to that, it just opens up your horizon so much, and you get to see how many ingredients there actually are. And your direction might completely change, because you get to explore, with certain oils you haven't used before, certain extracts you haven't used before, that will just change your product completely and actually improves it. And you may not be aware of those ingredients till now, until you then start, exploring. And that's also really, really beautiful to, when you get to know all these different parts of a formula that you can use, that actually there is.
Yeah. We've got so many comments coming in. I'm just scrolling through them all here. We've had one from Evado who said, I enrolled today. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yay.
And Evado was in our clubhouse the other day as well.
Yes.
So nice to see that you're enrolled.
And this one, Mariam says, I just enrolled today. So if you have enrolled today, come and tell us. Here's another one from Denise in Scotland. I've just enrolled for the natural skincare diploma. This is fantastic. So come and tell us if you're a new student as well. And that way we can welcome you into our community. So a couple more questions, and then I suggest we move on to our hair care diploma.
Yes.
Laura asks, will the mask course and anti-aging course be offered in the second enrollment in December 2021? So our next term enrollment will be in 2022. We don't open up for anything in December. We are all downing tools at that point for the holiday season. We will, yes, the certificate in facial mask therapy and our certificate in organic anti-aging skincare will be available again in January. I just want to put out there, though, and we haven't finalized anything yet, but we haven't put the prices up for our courses in over 3 years, 3.5 years. And we're keeping them at 2018 rates for everyone this year. It's been a tough couple of years for everyone, but in 2022, we are very likely to put our course fees up. And we don't know exactly when or how much or anything yet, but I just want to put that one out there because it is on the horizon. So please just do keep that in mind. Okay. Right. Oh, here's another one. This is great. Dr. Pipasha says, I'm now highly charged and very excited to join tomorrow. I am very excited as well. We can't wait to welcome you into the community. Have you seen any other questions come in that we need to
Yeah, I've got one here from Agnieszka. I'm just going to pull this up. And Agnieszka is asking, I'm planning to enroll for the organic skincare formulation course this week. I am wondering if I can start the course in September. Is there a specific day to start and finish a course? Very good question. So first of all, please enroll this week, because when you start is up to you. So from the moment you enroll, you will get an email straight after with access to the platform, and technically you can start right away. If you don't want to start right away for whatever reason, that is completely fine. And if you're looking at the diploma in organic skincare formulation, I believe that is 2 years that you have access to the course, but you can double check with the admissions team as well, just to clarify any questions that you may have with regards to that. But essentially, from the moment you purchase, you have 2 years to finish the course. And I would say you can easily finish the diploma in 6 months, depending on obviously how much time you can invest, how much time you have to study and to formulate. So it depends a little bit on that. But I think I did mine in 4 months, but I do have to say that that was during lockdown with holidays, where I was literally sitting at home, nothing to do. So I had lots of days where I could focus on it. So it depends a little bit on your planning. But yes, please enroll. Don't miss the opportunity, because as Lorraine just mentioned, we will only open again for enrollment in 22, and then the prices may go up by then. So take the chance and then start in September when you're ready.
Absolutely. I've got another question here, which I'm just going to answer before we start talking about a diploma in organic hair care formulation. Yeah. Barbara asks about the lab. Here's my mug with the lab at Formula Botanica. So we have a membership site, which isn't currently open on our website. And it's called the Lab at Formula Botanica. And every month we put out a mini training course, which is an on-trend topic. So we've been recently talking about CBD. We covered Pinterest for beauty brands. We did cruelty-free beauty. So we're covering topics that are really hot in the beauty industry at the moment. And if you are learning how to formulate, and if you want to stay up to date with the latest trends, it's a fantastic membership. We can't fit everything in the lab in our foundation diploma. Otherwise, it'd be like a 10-year-long program. Literally no one wants that. So that's why we have our fantastic membership site, which people can subscribe to. And that way they constantly get a new mini course every single month. And we keep feeding into our huge research libraries in there as well, which the team is constantly working on. It's a constant progress, actually, where we're churning out new ingredient profiles, new sample formulations, and new equipment reviews as well. So it's a fantastic membership site, which I recommend you check out. Okay. Oh, here's another one. I enrolled today. Fantastic. Welcome to Formula Botanica. And here's another one. Wow, so many. Lovely to hear from you. I've enrolled in hair care formulations. I'm studying the diploma in skincare already. So let's talk about the fact that we also teach organic hair care formulation. Let me just put this one back up on screen. So we decided, we had so many requests over the years from teaching skincare. People just kept asking, can we learn how to make hair care as well? So back in 2017, we've been teaching this for years. We launched our diploma in organic hair care formulation, which covers organic shampoos, organic conditioners, leave-in, rinse-off, organic styling products. It is absolutely fantastic, and it caters for every single hair type. I just want to put that one out there as well, because there are so many different hair types. I'm sure we have every hair type in the world watching us at the moment, and you'll all know that everyone's hair behaves slightly differently. So yeah, we've got some fantastic formulations in there, haven't we?
We do, yes. So obviously, like Lorraine mentioned, we start off with a little bit of the science background, which is broken down for you to easily understand. So we talk about, hair anatomy and hair types, aging of the hair, those sort of things, how the hair is penetrated, so you understand how the products actually can work and benefit. And then we've got loads of formulations in our hair care program that you can learn. So we start off with organic shampoo formulations. So there's different kinds of shampoo that you can make, from a clarifying shampoo to a conditioning shampoo, for example. So there's very different kinds. And again, you go in there and you get to learn so much, and you will get to explore formulations that you never thought you would make, or because you just through trialing them, you get to discover a whole new land of passion. Really, that's what it is. We have shampoo bars in there as well, which is obviously very trending at the moment, because they're you can really play on the sustainable aspect for your brand if you're planning to make a brand, in terms of that there is less packaging needed for it, so forth and so on. So you can find it in there as well. We have cleansing foams, oleo gels in there. Oleo gels also very trending. And by the way, oleo gel is our top tip for the month in our lab, in our membership site as well. So if you do subscribe for the lab, you have some great information on oleo gels. And after shampoos, obviously, what comes after shampoo, your conditioner is next. So we've got wonderful conditioners in there, from cream conditioners to cleansing conditioners. There's different options working with or without surfactants as well. So there's, again, loads of different types of conditioners that you can make, like Lorraine mentioned, just to cater to all different hair types as well, because every hair type will require possibly a different product, and obviously also different ingredients to bring out the best in it. We've got products that will help with detangling hair, for example, if that is a condition that you or your customers you think may suffer from. So there's just some really great products in there. What I like as well is the hair primers and masks that you can find. So it's again, it's like a whole range. It's not just your shampoo and your conditioner. You can create a whole product range if you wanted to, and go out and take the indie beauty world with your organic hair care brand if you wanted to. And like Lorraine always mentions, the hair care market is very untapped compared to skincare. So there is lots of room to actually create brands and go out there. I haven't tried the styling products, and I will try them because they've been coming up from team members several times. So I will try them, but there is some amazing products. And so obviously, typical styling product that probably, as a guy, I think the first thing I think of is a gel. Obviously, we teach how to make styling gels, styling putties. What else do we have? We've got clays, different forms of clays in there, styling clays, mousses. So again, a whole variety of different products that you can learn how to make. Even shine serums, for example, we cover in the course. So it's a huge arrangement of products that you learn.
I think it's worthwhile saying that the hair care market is really untapped at the moment from an organic perspective. I hardly ever see organic hair care brands. And I know most people want to start a skincare brand, but I just want to put this idea out there that hair care is really not catered for properly. And there is an enormous gap in the market there for people. So if you are thinking of becoming a formulator and you want to learn how to make hair care, we've got you covered with our diploma in organic hair care formulation.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, similar like the Diploma in Organic Skincare sets you up to build your own brand, it's the same with the hair care course. So other than a whole array of formulations, you also get to learn about the compliance. So what kind of criteria do you need to fulfill in order to start your hair care brand and to get it approved and actually launch it into the market. You get to learn about the branding elements and really to start your business. Again, your one-stop shop to start your hair care business if you want to.
Yeah, And these two formulation diplomas are the ones that everyone starts with. So if you want to learn how to make skincare, our diploma in organic skincare formulation is it. If you want to learn how to make hair care, diploma in organic hair care formulation is it. Now we've had a question in from Laura that I'm just going to put up on the screen. Because I want to walk through the reasoning behind well, let me answer it. So Laura says, you want to solve a problem and incorporate a synergy of essential oils first with their benefits. Why do you teach blending essential oils last in your diploma in organic skincare formulation? I think that's a really good question, Laura, and I just want to address it. I know you've put it up a few times while we were talking, so I didn't want to make you think that we were ignoring your question. The reason is that I want you to learn to walk before you can run. So if we're a formulation school, we're not an aromatherapy school. We want you to create fantastic formulations, and we want you to learn how to make the foundations of those first. So much like if you come to us and say, I want to make a vitamin C serum, the first thing you do is you learn to make the serum. The first thing to make a serum is you either, well, if it's an emulsion, is you learn how to make an emulsion. So first of all, I want you to learn the basics and how to blend the ingredients together to create the base before you can start layering in the fragrance. The fragrance, it comes last because it is a tiny component percentage-wise of the formulation that you're making. So it's first important that you make a safe and stable base, and then you can start to layer in those aromaceuticals or those high-performance ingredients. So that's why we want everyone who enrolls with us to first of all learn those foundation skills, because that's how you create really strong and stable foundations and then start to layer in those incredible botanical ingredients. And I know it's so exciting. I know we all want it. You know, I had it as well when I first started, and I can't even begin to tell you the number of heartaches I had where I used all my high performance ingredients straight away and scraped them all into the bin, into the trash, because I didn't learn those foundations first. And so once I realized that, I ditched all of the high performance ingredients, all of the essential oils, and I first just experimented with oil and water and learned how to blend them together to create an emulsion, which didn't take me long because it's so simple. And then once I'd cracked that, I then started to layer in the fragrance and the high performance ingredients. So I just wanted to put that one up there.
I did the same mistake as well. I didn't listen to you. I thought, let me skip that. Let me move to this stage where then I learned, no, there's a reason why this is filled up like that.
Absolutely. We've all been there. We all do it. And I mean, one of our main philosophies, which Ken and I covered, we did a lecture last week for Open Week where we talked about our introduction to formulation. It's still on YouTube. It's still on Facebook. If you want to go and watch it, please do, because we walk through our main philosophies and how we teach in there. And those philosophies are really important to us. And I always want every single person who joins the Formula Botanica team, and there are about 40 of us in the team because we're a sizable school, I want that everyone lives and breathes those philosophies as well, because they influence the way we teach, the way we put new course materials together, everything we do. So it's very, very important to us. Okay, here's one I'm going to ask you to answer for me, Ken. If we enroll in 2 programs, will we have to make 2 different final projects for both of them? So maybe you can tell us first of all what the final project is.
Okay, so the final project is basically your final assignment to pass the course, which is the case, for example, for the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation. So like we covered, you work through the entire course, which covers a bit of skin science and skin anatomy. It covers methodology behind formulation. It covers various formulations and its techniques. It covers preservatives, how to create, safe and stable formulas, what that means, what do you need to make sure of to make sure it is a safe and stable formula, so forth and so on. And then at the very end of the course, you have a final assignment, a final project to deliver, which incorporates everything you've learned throughout the entire course, which is obviously you then need to keep in mind all the elements you've learned throughout the entire course, which is a little bit of branding, a little bit of marketing. So we will ask things of, if you create this product, who would your target market be? What would you put on the label? What are your ingredients? What is your formulation like? And that will be graded by our grading tutors. So you submit not the actual product, but you submit the formulation and all the paperwork with it to us. And there's very detailed guidelines and assignment guides on what that is once you reach that stage. So don't worry about that now. And then our grading tutors will provide feedback on that. And based on that, obviously, you will get your mark and pass the course. Now, if you do 2 programs that have a final assignment, then yes, it will be 2 different projects, because obviously for hair care, we would want a hair care product. And for skincare, we would want a skincare product. And if you do, for example, the advanced course, we would expect advanced formulations, whereas the diploma in organic skincare formulation, they don't necessarily need to be as advanced. I think that kind of explains it a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's not something to be worried about. I know some
No,
students worry about it a little bit because it's a test, but
no,
you don't need to worry about it. If you do your
no.
work throughout the diploma, you'll be fine, I promise you.
And there's lots of support in place as well. And obviously, the tutors are available to you the entire course, so you can ask all along the way. So from the moment you start with your course, the tutors are available if you have any questions. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not worry. You'll be absolutely fine. Just have fun working through the course.
Yeah.
Make the products. If you make the products and they work, great. You will sail through that final assignment. If you make the products and they don't work, speak to a tutor. And that's what they're there for. We have a fantastic education team and a fantastic student experience team. We're there to support you. And, you know, I know I say this and it sounds a bit corny, but we are a bit like a family in terms of how the whole community comes together and people really have each other's back. And you also have access to this incredible online classroom that we have on Facebook. It has about 10,000 people in it, which sounds big, but actually it feels like a village, because if someone's having a bad day and they post up in there, everyone jumps on there to sort of give them a boost. If someone says, where could I get this ingredient? You know, other people are always advising and providing help. If someone says, I'm stuck on this formulation, I just want to find out what everyone else is making, I don't necessarily want to speak to a tutor at the moment. You know, all these people jump on there and they provide their advice and help. And it's heartwarming, isn't it, to see all these people together?
Yeah, it's really lovely to see. And it's also lovely to see, obviously, if you're in there for a while, you get to know certain students, because certain people will post quite frequently. So some people are more visible than others. And it's so nice to see when those people then, you know, they ask the questions in the beginning, like, this formulation didn't work, I don't know why, or what tips do you have for that? And then a few months later, they post their final project, the final product that they made, and their diploma that they've passed. And it's just the nicest thing to see. And then some people, you know, are very active in posting and asking questions while they're starting their brand in the process of that. So it's just really nice when you see those success stories along the line as well, when you can follow them along. And that can be you as well, you know. And if you enroll with us, make sure you do make use of all the resources that you have, which is the online classroom, which is the tutor forum, which is the supplier guide, for example. So there's lots of things that are provided to you. You just need to make sure you use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Let me just put this one up as well. Someone asks, what are the methods of payment? We've had a couple of questions along those lines, actually. So thank you, Gladys, for asking. You can pay for your course fees either using a credit card or debit card, or we take PayPal as well. If you can't use either of those, then please just reach out to our admissions team. They're a lovely bunch of people. They're working really, really hard at the moment. So just keep in mind, it won't be an instant response, because we're receiving, I mean, we comfortably receive well over 1,000 messages a week. So it's pretty intense at the moment, as you can probably imagine. But drop them a line. They'll be very happy to talk to you and see what else might be possible. So don't worry. And I just saw someone else say that they'd enrolled. I just wanted to put it up and I've lost it. No. So if you have enrolled with us, please do post up, because it is so lovely to find out that you've joined our community. And then we also had a question that I'm just going to put up from someone saying, how many enrollments in a year do you have for the diploma in organic skincare formulation? It's 2. So the next one won't be until 2022, because this is the second one of 2021. And as I said, we will likely be putting up the course fees next year. We don't know exactly when. We don't know exactly how much. That hasn't been settled yet. But we are keeping our course fees at 2018 rates for you for this year. It's been a tough couple of years. That's also why we haven't put up the prices in a very long time, because we want to make sure that it is accessible to almost everyone. But yes, next year the prices will be going up slightly. So just be aware of that. And the next enrollment period will be end of January 2022. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we've covered the diploma in organic skincare formulation. We've covered the diploma in organic hair care formulation. Should we talk business for a bit?
Let's talk business.
So we have
Let's get straight to business. There you go.
We have our diploma in beauty brand business management, which is our, I like to call it our indie beauty MBA. So if you want to be like these people behind us, all of behind me, I should say. Sorry, Ken.
Yeah, I was looking earlier and there was nothing there.
We need to get the students. We need to get the students to send you a few products as well. They will get sent to me. So if you want to be like these incredible brands that I have behind me, then taking this business diploma could be a game changer for you. A lot of people enroll with us and they think, I'm going to make a formulation and then I will sell it. And I only need to learn how to formulate. I don't need to worry too much about business stuff because starting a business is easy. I don't know why this myth exists on the internet. Starting a business is probably slightly more challenging actually than making the formulation. So if you want to start a brand, I do recommend you look at this course because it is the game changer. Do you want to run us through what we've got in there? Because I know you've enjoyed it as well.
Yes. So the business course I actually did parallel to the diploma in organic skincare formulation, because for me, like I mentioned earlier, I had the time at that time, and I think it was a perfect combination of, when I did loads of formulating and I needed something else. I worked on a business course, and then when I felt, okay, this is enough of theory and planning, and my head is like smoke's coming out, I need to go and de-stress, I went back to formulating. So the business course, I think if you are really serious about starting your own brand, and if you have the dream of starting your own brand, and it doesn't matter if you want it to be a side business or if you want it to be your main income at some point, so it doesn't matter either, I would highly recommend this course. It starts off with mindset, which is very important, because that is, once you have the right mindset, it's kind of your gateway to making everything possible that you have planned or that you can vision. So it starts with creating your vision for your brand. Where do you want to be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, for example? It goes very detailed into your branding and marketing. Why do you want to create that brand? What is it that's different from your brand to others? How can you be, the game changer in the market and have your unique selling points? What do you stand for? How do you create your logo, your branding, your brand colors, your language? All of that is very, very detailed. There's loads of tools and worksheets and exercises in there that will help you really define and create that. And believe me, even if you think this will be my brand name, this will be my logo, this is what it's going to look like, if you work through it, it will, I'm 90% sure that will change once you work through it, and you will find something and you look back at your original plan and you think, I can't believe I would have launched with this. This is so much better. If you do the business course and you don't feel that way, please message me, because I would like to know. But I think 90% of you will go through it and will change completely of what you initially wanted to create. There are so many tips in there afterwards that are very specific to the beauty industry, and it's information that you cannot find anywhere else. So we really managed to compile it into one course. And it's things like, after your branding and marketing, it's things like, how do you work with retailers? How do you actually get into retail? How do you manufacture your products? Are you going to make them at home? Do you work with contract manufacturers? And yes, how are you going to work with them? How are you going to source them? How do you, work with ingredient suppliers and build relationships? How do you build a marketing strategy? How do you work with digital marketing, email lists, Instagram, like all these things that you will see a brand doing that you don't think of, because it just comes, it looks like second nature, but it's lots of hard work, and lots of work needs to be invested in that. And I think we cover all of that with the business module. Finance, financial planning, legalities, those sort of things, certifications that you may want to add to your product because it makes it more credible or sellable, or supports your brand's, what your brand stands for example, an organic certification. All those things is covered in the business course. And the best part, I think, is that at the end you come out with your business plan, and that is really, I think your business plan is that key, let's say, document and plan that really helps you to launch your brand. If you are ever thinking of getting investment for it, you will need a business plan to show, to present. If you an investment from banks or other investors, you will need that. They will want to see that document, and that is your output from that course in theory. And I'm very sure you will walk out with a much stronger and defined brand than what you initially had planned.
Absolutely.
how I would summarize it.
That's a beautiful summary. Thank you, Ken. I mean, it is such an empowering course. It's why I refer to it as
Mm,
our Indie Beauty MBA, because you're going to come out of it with all the skills and knowledge you need. You can't find this in Google. And most importantly, every single person we spoke to afterwards who has a brand, when we showed them the materials, when we opened up our books to them and said, "What do you think of this?" They
mm,
said, "I wish I'd had this when I launched my beauty brand."
yeah.
Literally every single person said this to me. And they were sat there going, I had to figure it all out for myself. And here you have the blueprint where you're showing people how to do it from start to
Mm,
finish. So that's why people tend to enroll for our diploma in organic skincare formulation, or diploma in organic hair care formulation, or both. And then they take the business diploma as well,
yeah.
because it's just, it complements it beautifully.
Yeah.
And I will say that I wrote part of it, although there were various authors involved. But even I, as I was working through it, would sit there and go, oh, I've learned something new. I'm going to go
Mm,
and apply that to Formula Botanica. And actually,
mm,
Formula Botanica came out of the business course stronger as a result of me having compiled part of it, written part of it, and gone through part of it. So
mm,
it is absolutely a game changer. And
yeah.
I can't
And
recommend it enough.
I mean, the other beautiful thing in the business course, the way it was built, is that there is a lot of interviews. I think about 25 hours of interviews with industry experts. So
Mm.
for each and every topic that we cover, we interviewed industry experts to give you tips and advice on it, which makes it very special as well, because you would pay a fortune to get consultant hours booked in with those people. Otherwise,
You would.
it's really, really useful.
Yep. Okay, we've got another question here. I'm going to just put up
Hmm.
from Pippa, who said, what are the passing marks? So I think it's worth us just talking about the actual sort of foundations of the course and how it works as well on our award-winning e-learning platform. Although, if you missed it, then Ken and Anna, our Deputy Education Manager, they did a live virtual campus tour of our e-learning platform last week. Was it last week? Everything's
I think
blurring
it was
together
last
for
week
me.
already. Yeah.
um, so go and watch that if you haven't checked it out as well, because it will give you a really nice flavor of what our e-learning platform looks like as well. The pass marks for all of our courses is 65%. So you work through the assignments at the end of each module, and you'll be tested on the materials in the module. You have 3 attempts to get it right, though. So you can go back and learn again and then come back and have another go. We also have a distinction level grade pass, which is 80%. And we even have special badges hidden in some of the courses for people who do exceptionally well.
Mhm.
So they can walk away with distinction level badges as well. And some you'll see if you go to Formula Botanica, the Formula Botanica hashtag on Instagram, you'll see quite a few people having shared them, because they're very, very proud, and rightly so, because they've done an awesome job. Okay, let's pull up a few more questions. Oh, this one's lovely as well. Someone says, your Facebook group is amazing. It
Mm.
is. Our classroom is heartwarming. It is a family. It's
It is,
fantastic.
yeah. And also,
Okay.
it's really nice to get, just inspiration. Like sometimes if you don't know what to formulate or what new ingredients to, I don't know, to use in a serum or something, you can just ask questions or make polls, and people will answer on it very quickly. So just get new ideas from it as well.
Just want to put this one up from Pippa. She says, more than medical school exams, which is 50% now, I'm nervous. You don't need to be nervous. Honestly,
Don't
I
be.
don't want anyone to enroll with Formula Botanica and feel scared of what's coming. I want you to look at this and go, I'm going to make my own serums. I'm going to make my own toners. I'm going to make my own shampoos and hair gels and facial oils and body scrubs. And I promise you, if you throw yourself into this, you are not going to be stuck. You are going to sail through these materials. Hardly anyone fails, because they love the materials so much and they
Yeah.
throw themselves into it. So don't be scared. You don't need to be.
Yeah, I can only, to support the comment, like enjoy the formulation part in it. It's so much fun. And that is how you learn. And then the assignments will be fairly easy. And they're structured, you've got guidance on it as well. So really don't worry about that. Enjoy the formulation part, enjoy learning, enjoy the course. The assignment comes later. It's a very, very small part of it.
Yeah,
Very teeny tiny small part.
absolutely. So we've covered 3 of our main diplomas. We've got a 4th
Mhm.
one, get my fingers wrong, which is our advanced diploma in organic
Advanced
cosmetic
diploma,
science.
yes.
Yes. Now, if you are already formulating and you want to up level your skills and you want to learn how to experiment with new ingredients, then this is a good diploma for you. And a lot of our diploma in organic skincare formulation graduates progress onto our advanced diploma. It is advanced, so it is slightly more challenging. And if you are still learning the basics, I always recommend starting with the foundation diploma.
Yeah.
We even see people start with the advanced diploma and then go back to the foundation diploma because they realize they still have a lot to learn if they haven't gone through any materials of ours before. But the advanced diploma is all about learning more about working with different ingredients, different techniques. So it's more about, looking at emulsification, chelation, surfactant, stabilization, natural thickeners, that sort of thing, where we go beyond the foundation ingredients that you've learned in the foundation diploma and then challenge you, in fact, to go out into the world and experiment with your own. And then you learn how to do reverse formulation. So you can go into a shop and you can buy any product and learn how to reverse formulate it. You will learn how to work with high performance ingredients. You'll learn how to formulate for different niches such as vegan, halal, anti-aging. There's a whole range of different niches in there as well, raw as well. And then we'll teach you more sort of advanced lab skills at the end. So the whole thing together is more challenging. I will put that one out there, but it has to be because we really want to challenge you so that you come out of it a much, much more competent formulator than you went in, because we're constantly improving and learning more as we go along. You don't just stop when you've finished your foundation diploma. You continuously invest in yourself and you continuously improve your professional development, basically. So we've got 4 diplomas. And then we've got a couple of certificates as well. So I think it's worth mentioning those. Do you want to run us through the 2 testing certificates that we have?
Yes. So we have 2 certificates that are also very popular in conjunction with our diplomas. So the first one is our certificate in cosmetic stability testing. Again, I think this is a very useful certificate if you are serious about launching a brand, because it will teach you a lot about stability testing. So it starts off with why we need to test and how to set up your lab. There are 20 stability tests in there and how they can be performed. And so some of them you can perform at home and some of them you need to outsource. And it determines the shelf life of your product, essentially. So obviously you want to know, if you create a brand, you want to know how long this product is good for your consumers. And that's why you need stability testing. And this is such a big topic that we made it a separate course as such. So it's a certificate course. It's not as heavy, content heavy as our diplomas, but there is a lot of information in there. And it's really nice as well if you run through it, because there is a lot of things you can do at home. If you then send your product for testing in order to get it registered in the cosmetic database to sell it officially, that will come later on. But it prepares you for it. So there's lots of things that you will have done with your product already. So you can be fairly sure that it will pass all necessary tests because you've done them already at home to a certain extent.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want people to understand that stability testing is a core part of becoming a formulator.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's just sort of like a tick in the box and then you've done your test and you're finished. But no, once you start to formulate professionally and you're making batches, you're manufacturing at home, you will have to stability test every single batch. And there are so many different types of stability tests. You don't need all of them, but you'll need a couple of them at least for every single product that you make. And you need to embed that at the core of how you work. So we teach you how to do that. And the certificate, it's like a bolt on. So it's not the main show. You have to take the diploma in organic skincare formulation or hair care formulation in order to really learn those formulation skills and to stop being a DIY recipe follower. But these certificates are really nice. They complement basically what you're learning because they give you all of these additional advanced skills in order to basically be able to test for yourself. So we teach the complete package. You learn the foundations, you learn more advanced formulation, you learn, testing, preservation, business skills, the whole thing. And that's why people walk away with an established brand and they're out there selling in the marketplace all over the world, which you can see in our awesome graduate gallery as well, I should say. I'm sorry. You're like, where's my shelf?
in January, to all our graduates, in January, I would like to have some products on my shelf as well.
Yes. Okay, we'll work on that one, Ken. Before we move on to the certificate in natural cosmetic preservation, I just want to put this
Yeah.
one up from Evado, who says, I ordered my starter kit from Naissance. So Formula Botanica has a partnership with Naissance, the ingredient supplier, and we think they're fantastic. So they've created a starter kit for our foundation diploma, which contains the ingredients you need to get started. I'm wondering if I need to purchase more ingredients during the course. And the answer for that is it's entirely up to you. We want you to experiment. So we've got you the basics here, but once you start to sort of learn about ingredients, you'll probably be sat there and going, okay, well, I've got this hydrosol, but now I want these 5. And I've tried this essential oil, but now I want those 10. And I've got this butter here and this butter, but actually I'd like those 3 over there. And so you can see how it quickly spirals out of control. So you have to hold the purse strings yourself and control what you go out and buy. But I would encourage you to, once you've learnt the basics in formulation, to go and experiment with even more ingredients. But it is then entirely up to you as to what you go and purchase. Does that cover that completely, do you think?
I think so, yeah. And I think, in the beginning, I think the starter kit is more than enough. You're very tempted probably right away to start putting loads of other things in your shopping cart as well, especially when you start browsing through the classroom, when you see what other people that are a bit more advanced, a bit further in are formulating. You'll get there. Stick with the basics first. Like we mentioned several times, start with the basics, and then you start building up and layering more and more products in. So wait with your second shopping tour a bit down the line until you're further in the course and you really are ready to layer on or layer in more ingredients or different ingredients that you want to experiment with. Basics first, and then move on from there.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered the certificate in cosmetic stability testing.
Yes.
And we've also got our certificate in natural cosmetic preservation.
Cosmetic preservation,
and
yes.
The question we most frequently get is, don't you teach us about preservation in the foundation diploma? And I just want to put out there that yes, we do. We want you to learn the basics. We want you to create safe and stable products. So yes, you will learn about preservation in there. But you will only work with 1 or 2 different preservatives because we want to start simple. That's why it is the foundation diploma and why we don't challenge you too much at that stage. But then, of course, we have our certificate in natural cosmetic preservation for people who have already made their first formulations or who want to bolt it on to their foundation diplomas in skincare or hair care. And then, obviously, you learn how to work with lots of different preservatives. So do you want to run us through what we've got in there whilst I quickly make sure we haven't missed any questions?
Yeah, okay. So obviously in the cosmetic preservation course, as Lorraine mentioned, we do cover preservation in our foundation diplomas, but preservation is a huge topic. So it goes into more detail and you will get to explore different preservative and preservative systems in the certificate of natural cosmetic preservation. So it starts off with good manufacturing practice. So how should your lab be prepared and set up in order to comply with the manufacturing of cosmetics. We will look at different microorganisms, microbial growth. These are the things you don't want in your products. And also cosmetic packaging. So there's certain packaging regulations depending on what products you are producing, on how they need to be packed, etc. So you learn that. We will look at, I think, 7 different methods of preservation in there. So there, you can already see there's a lot more because we work with broad spectrum preservatives in the foundation diplomas, and then we get in the certification we get a lot more specific to that. We'll have guidelines for you on how to choose your natural preservative because there's obviously a whole lot of them. So we give you some guidance on how to choose the right one for your product, how to challenge ingredients, and obviously then you have another chapter which is your anhydrous formulations, which do not contain water, so they work completely different than water-based formulations. We're looking at how to preserve hydrosols, and that's actually a question that comes up a lot in the classroom where people are saying, I'm thinking of making my own hydrosols. Do I need to preserve them? And this is covered in this course. Again, we cover organic certification, and then you will get a handbook on 22 natural preservatives. So this is all about the preservation as such. Then again, it comes to law and legislation. So how you comply with the law, stability testing, shelf life is part of it as well a little bit, how to test emulsions, because that's slightly different, and testing requirements in general if you want to get your product out into the market. So you can see that the certificates really complement the foundation diplomas. And I think that the certificates, because you learn the basics in the diploma, and they're very good, don't get me wrong, they're very good, it just takes it to the next level. So you will get to explore how to take your product to the next level, really. And by that I don't mean necessarily ingredient wise, because the ingredients you explore with in the foundation diplomas, but in terms of how to make sure that once my lotion that I made gets to my consumer that is on a different continent, in a different climate, and they open that jar of lotion, it's still stable and safe, and it hasn't separated or is curdled up, or it separates after 3 months, like those sort of things. You don't want that to happen when you start up as a brand and you have to close your shop 3 months later because everyone's complaining and returning their products. So it's just it brings a lot more depth to your products and makes them stable, stable and safe.
Absolutely. And that's what we want. We want you to create safe, stable, sellable botanical formulations, and that's what we do here at Formula Botanica. So I think we've answered most of the questions. If we've missed your question, please do get in touch with us, though. Our admissions team is working really hard at the moment to try and answer as many questions as possible. We're receiving just so many emails, phone calls, live chats, DMs, you name it, it's flooding in. So if you have a question and we haven't answered it today, please do jump on and message us at hello@formulabotanica.com. We've covered most of our courses here today for you, but if you have any specific admissions questions, then obviously we're happy to answer them. Each of our courses has its own course page with all the syllabus on it, the course fees, the prerequisites, if there are any. Not all of them have prerequisites. You can download the prospectus on there. There is so much information. And we also have if you click on courses at the top of the page on formulabotanica.com, then there's even a course selector quiz in there that you can take in order to figure out which course is best for your needs. But so many of you who've been here with us today have said, I've enrolled. I mean, I'm going to put up a couple more of these comments. Someone says, couldn't wait. I've enrolled on the advanced diploma today. So excited for you. Welcome back to Formula Botanica, I think, because I think this might be someone in our classroom commenting, because we are live in there at the moment as well. And we've got Denise, who says, I've been following you all over social media for about 6 months. You are a world of information. I love the service you offer. Thank you. I'm delighted I'm now part of the Formula Botanica family. So are we, Denise. Welcome. It is fantastic to have you in our community, and we're thrilled to have you with us.
And I would say, if you have enrolled with us, which is quite a few of you on this live stream, then please say hello in our online classroom, which you then can be part of. So make sure you sign up for the online classroom once you're a student and say hello there. Introduce yourself, say hello, don't be shy, and connect with the community right away from the beginning. I think that's the best way to, if you need help at any point, if you need advice, if you have any questions, that's the best way to get used to the exposure a little bit on Facebook. So make use of it.
Absolutely. And we're going to be hosting an orientation week for everyone who's new to Formula Botanica and any returning students as well, which starts next week, Tuesday, when we close enrollment. So we close enrollment on July 13th at 4 p.m. UK time. So it's currently 7 p.m. here. So 3 hours ago would be 4 p.m. for whatever time it is for you in the world. And we will be closing everything down, and then we won't open the courses up again until 2022. So if you want to become a student with Formula Botanica, if you want to become a formulator, if you want to change your life by making all of these products for yourself, no longer needing to buy any in the shops, no longer needing to be dependent on what the big beauty brands tell us we need to look like and buy from them, then now is your chance. And you won't be a DIY recipe follower anymore. You will become a formulator, and you will confidently be able to make serums and lotions and shampoos and cleansers and toners and conditioners and scrubs and bars and all sorts of things, lotions, serums, you name it. It's so empowering. So that opportunity will be available for another, I guess it's 6 days. And as I said, we close at 4 p.m. next week, Tuesday. So your window of opportunity is still open, but it will close very, very rapidly. And I do recommend getting in right now, because those first students are already working through their course materials, and that could be you too. That's very exciting.
I just wanted to add, because you just mentioned DIYer. I wasn't even a DIYer before. I was complete beginner, and I managed to work through the course within a couple of months with some dedication. And all the products I'm using now, I make myself. I don't buy anything in the store. I make everything myself, for myself, and obviously also for friends. So I made a lot of new friends over the last couple of months because everyone wants to try products. But it is so empowering, and it's the best feeling. And it also, if you make a Sunday spa at home, it's a complete different feeling if you actually know what's in the products, and when you can create them yourself. And obviously even better if you get to sell them, and you can get to create your own brand with it as well. So I can only recommend our courses, and I'm biased because I've worked at Formula Botanica, but initially I did start as a student. And it's just, the community is amazing. The courses are amazing, and you'll it just opens a whole new world, really. That's what it comes down to, if I put it in one sentence. It really
Got
is.
a few more comments in from people. Caroline says, I signed up for the 2 certificates. Very happy. Thank you both for all you do. Thank you, Caroline. It's lovely to welcome you back. Someone in one of our groups says, I highly recommend the Diploma in Organic Hair Care Formulation if you're interested in anything hair. It's an excellent course. Thank you so much. I think that might be Suzanne, but maybe I'm wrong. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We will be open for enrollment for another week, another 6 days. We will be hosting more live events. So tomorrow evening, Ken and Suzanne, our student mentor, will be live on Clubhouse, and I think I'll be joining them as well. We'll be talking about everything to do with hair. There you can see Ken's holding it up.
Yes,
so
join us on Clubhouse.
Exactly. Which hair type are you formulating for? So if you haven't joined Clubhouse yet, it's now available for Android and iPhone. So please do get yourself an account. We've got the Formula Botanica link. I'm sure we'll be sharing it on social media as well, so you can come straight in without needing an invite. And then I'm going to be live on Thursday with Lisa on our Instagram feed, where we'll be doing a graduate showcase, and I will be live again on Sunday here on Facebook and YouTube with a graduate panel. So I'm going to be interviewing people who've gone through our courses and who now run their own brands, and I will have some of their products as well, but you'll be able to speak directly to them to find out what it was like to be a student with Formula Botanica and what they are now doing. So thank you, Ken. Thank you very much for joining me this evening.
Thank you.
And
thank you to everyone that joined today.
Yeah, it's been fantastic having you all with us. So thank you for all your fantastic questions. And some people are saying how to join Clubhouse. Don't worry, we'll sort you out in the comments. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And most importantly, I look forward to seeing you all in the Formula Botanica classroom soon. Yeah. So make sure you join us while we're still open for enrollment, and we'll be seeing you all soon, and we'll be seeing all of your formulations very soon as well. So thank you very much. Have a good evening, and see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.